Investors at UnitedHealthcare Group have filed a lawsuit against the company for not being anti-consumer enough. Investors filed this suit on Wednesday, accusing the company of misleading them after the murder of CEO Brian Thompson. UHC is accused of not initially adjusting its 2025 net earnings outlook to factor in how Thompson's killing would affect their profit margins. On December 3rd, the day before Thompson was shot and killed, the company issued guidance that included net earnings of $28.15 to $28.65 per share, and adjusted the net earnings of $29.50 to $30 per share, the suit notes. So they lost, I guess, a tiny bit of money, possibly. On January 16th, it was announced that they were sticking to their old forecast, which investors described as materially false and misleading. The group, which seeks unspecified damages, argues that the public backlash against the company, for its terrible business practices, prevented it from pursuing, quote, you'll love this, the aggressive anti-consumer tactics that it would need to achieve its earnings goals. The company eventually revised its 2025 outlook in April 17th, citing a needed shift in corporate strategy, a move that caused its stock to drop more than 22% that day. So there you are. They admit it. Anti-consumer practices. They need it to make profits. What do you think, Mike?
I, for one, am shocked by this. No, so this is one of those stories where I'm rooting against both of them. And I love that this is happening. I love that they're suing. I love that UnitedHealth is getting sued. It just, it makes me happy. It's one of those feel-good stories. And I've got to say, as somebody who has gone a little bit viral for some spicy takes on this very topic myself, how dare they? Like, the family is still grieving, and they're suing. They're worried about money. How dare they?
How dare
The indecency.
I mean, my goodness. Do people not have any thoughts about this poor father that was
his body is still
gunned
cold?
down?
Yeah.
Well, it's still pretty cold, but at this point,
it was always cold, to be fair.
Oh, ouch. But here's the thing. Is this not a perfect indictment of our capitalist system? This company, remember, they've got a fiduciary responsibility to maximize profit for the shareholders, right? And they're doing so at the expense of the consumer. That was kind of the whole problem there.
Right.
I mean, you remember the company would use AI models to deny 90% of the claims for people on Medicare Advantage. These are people who are elderly, people who are, what is it? They're in hospice, people that cannot defend themselves. We're being routinely denied care through these AI models that were pushed by Brian Thompson. And so, they made a ton of money off these denials. And for everyone else, of course, they deny at least a third of all claims. What, 33%? 30 to
It was
33?
the highest denial rate of all the other major health
Yeah.
insurance companies. It's just wild.
Yeah,
They killed
they would
so
do
many
that.
people. Just straight
They
up
made
demons.
so much money. They made so much money. Every claim that's denied, as you point out, means money in their pockets, and that's what they're doing. And so I'm not surprised, though, to see this from such a terrible company, that these shareholders were like, no, you made us lose a few cents off of our share prices, which, yeah, okay, so it added up, right? But just going out there and admitting, though, in this lawsuit that they didn't get the anti-consumer practices that they were hoping for to make enough profit. It's right out there.
That the company backed away from because their CEO was murdered because of his greedy practices. It's crazy. I feel like it's not enough to just nationalize these private health insurance companies, but the CEOs, the board, the shareholders, they actually have to be tried as well. Like, you could try them in front of military tribunals. I don't care what. Give them due process, but try them and lock them away. and throw away the key. Like, these people are genuinely like murderous demons. And the fact that politicians are paid to let this continue is just so maddening. Like, it just shows you like
Hmm.
capitalism cannot work and does not work and never will work, because this is the result where you have companies that prioritize, profits over people, and they die because of it. And
Hmm.
it's a very sick system.
Hmm. And what's even more sick is again, you've got these lawsuits like this where you didn't crush people enough. Okay.
Right, it's so
So I
gross.
didn't get to make an extra few cents off my share prices because, yes, it was a sad day for you. You were afraid for your life because the CEO was murdered. No, get back to crushing average people and screwing them over so that I can make more money because I'm not in real danger.
Mhm.
So
Like,
get
talk
back
about reading
to
the
it.
room.
I know, but they never do. They never
Mhm.
do. These companies are so completely like inhuman. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so separated from actual humanity.
Mhm.
Yes, corporations are people, my friend. No, they are not. They are soulless machines that will crush you. Like, it makes me think of like the Terminators, from T2.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a mountain of skulls that their tanks are just rolling over. And then you've got a UHC, banner on the side of one of them.
Yeah. And to your point, if they are, your quote of Mitt Romney, if they are people, then they need to be given the death penalty immediately. Capital
Yeah.
punishment. That's where I support capital punishment is,
That's pretty much the only
corporate death
place.
penalty. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because
shut them down.
shut them down. Shut them down. Nationalize healthcare, for God's sake, because we need
Yes.
Medicare for all. But 68,000 people a year die from lack of healthcare. My sister was one of them back in like 2018. Okay.
Awful.
Couldn't afford health insurance. I don't even have health insurance. Who's got the money for that? I
It's
don't.
expensive as
Yeah.
shit. It is
Hmm.
so expensive. We have health insurance finally, but we have the cheapest plan that we can find, or the second from the cheapest that we could find. And it's over $950 a month. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Nobody can afford that.
Yeah.
And of course, tying it to your job is another really bad practice that we have.
Yeah.
But that I think it was designed that way to kind of cover up the real costs of it, and of course, to
Mhm.
force people to work in jobs that they would be like, "F this. This is horrible. This sucks."
It's also an
To
excuse
keep
for
them.
employers to pay you less because that's part of your
Yep.
pay. So they use that as, oh, well, we're giving you healthcare. So this is why we don't ever give you raises. It's just all of it is very, very gross.
Even though that we're continuously pulling back on how much we contribute to your health plan every year, and we're
Yeah,
hoping that you
right,
don't
right.
notice. I remember I worked at a place where there was the boss would have monthly meetings with all the people on the floor. So it was a plastic injection molding company, right? And I remember one of the meetings I actually missed that day. So,
Mhm.
I'm relying on secondhand accounts here. But basically, they got everybody into the break room and then yelled at them for their kids costing me too much money from their insurance.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, F this company. This
Yeah,
sucks. And this entire system sucks.
it's awful.
So that's my experience with it. And getting back to that, I hope both of them lose.
Yeah,
I don't care who wins as long as you both lose.
right. Let them
Let them
fight. This is one of those
let them fight.
instances. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/ Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.